Welcome to Trucking with Liberty. We are going to be going over the fuel economy that I've been getting with my truck since purchase. We're going to be going over the aerodynamic changes that I've made and upgrades. So right now we are looking at a chart, and there's going to be a line graph to go along with it, a few of them. And I'm just going to be going over, whenever I first got the truck and trailer, I haul dry van freight. It's just a standard dry van trailer. Had no side skirt when I got it. It was new when I got it. The truck is a 2015 Freightliner Cascadia with a Cummins ISX. Gear ratio 2.47. But here, whenever I first got the truck, these two I would kind of ignore. That 9.0 would have been bobtail, most likely, to where I went to get the trailer. And then that 9.6 would have been with the trailer, but also bobtail some, to bring it back to my operating location. But if you look down here, all these down here, this is what I was getting prior to any aerodynamic changes that I have made to it. So if you look, it was getting 6.6, a 5.7. Here and there, there's some 7s in there. I mean, this is also through the winter. So through the winter, probably 6.7 miles per gallon was pretty typical. Once it got warmer, it did start getting, lower 7 mile per gallon range. And then May 4th is when the FlowBlow kit was installed. And right after that, it jumped up to 7.8, which it looks like I never had prior. And then this is the one that I think helped the most, the Trans-Tec Aero Kit. That's the side skirt to be put on the trailer. And then there's also got a top piece and side piece on the rear end of the trailer that's supposed to help prevent the wind from pulling on the back end of the trailer as it goes over the unit. Because I guess the way it was described, whenever a regular trailer just going down the road without any of this stuff, the wind, it would create a little bit of a vacuum, so the wind would come back and pull the back end of the trailer. Well, there's parts of the Trans-Tec Aero Kit that go on the side and the top part of the trailer that are supposed to prevent that vacuum effect. So after I got that installed, my first fill up was 8.3 miles per gallon. There's some of these, like this 6.3, you got to take with a grain of salt, because it looks like, 15 gallons. So, fuel economy, whenever you don't get that much fuel, there's more error in that. Whereas, if you get 155, 7.3, that was probably pretty accurate. So this is also before I really started watching my speed. I didn't really start watching my speed, in all honesty, until later part of last year. But even with a lot of these where I was doing the speed limit, I was still getting upper 7s, lower 8s in the summer. We're going to go through all these, and the 6.9, if I had to guess, that was probably a mountain run. Here, I'm not going to show, but I could tell you for sure what that was. So 913, that was a load that I took from Virginia to Springfield. So yeah, that's what I suspected. That 6.9 was going through the mountains. Virginia to Springfield, Missouri. But most of these, staying After that, I typically stayed a lot in the Midwest. Yeah, I'm looking on here. It was a lot in the Midwest or like Texas or something like that. So all these, like, I don't really think there were any mountains. I mean, there's another 6.6, 6.9, which kind of surprises me. Yeah, that was going from Texas to Missouri, so it shouldn't have been much hills. 17. Yeah, I don't know, but overall, you could see it's a lot of sevens, a lot of eights. But here's where it gets really impressive to me. The dedicated run I am on, I do haul light loads. So it's like 10,000 pounds, maybe 15. I doubt it's any more than that. But when I started watching my speed, I bet you it was right in April where I started doing it. But look at this. 9.7, 9.6, 9.8, 9.8, 10, 10.1. I mean, it's incredible. And if you look at these charts as well, this is my miles per gallon chart. You look overall, ever since I started and got the truck, my fuel economy, if you made it a straight line, has been going up. Obviously 10 is going to be the peak. I mean, I don't know what else I could do to improve it, but it's a gradual up. I mean, you got the winter months, it goes down a little, but then it goes up. This is another chart I made. I just thought it was kind of interesting. This is a fuel price per gallon. Might have made it a bit too large, but over here, this is November of 21. Right here at the peak, that is June 30th, 2022. That was when I paid the most per gallon. You see there, $5.37 per gallon. And I think this is kind of interesting. The cheapest fuel I ever bought, $2.83, and that was last month. Prior to that, the cheapest I ever bought, I take that back, $2.80 per gallon in December 21 is actually the cheapest I ever bought. But that's fuel price per gallon. Now, cost per mile. This is the one that I've been really working on along with the MPG, but trying to keep my cost per mile down. And this is just fuel cost per mile. Start out at, 45 cents per mile. And obviously with this peak in fuel, now that's not accurate. That one shouldn't even count because I think that was like a $40 fill up. 622 22 or 627 22. Yeah, this is a 40 gallon fill up, so that peak's not accurate, but I mean 75 cents per mile. The cost per mile is this row here, so I mean getting up there 71 cents per mile, 75 cents per mile. I mean, I'm just working to try to get that as low as I can. Granted, there ain't a whole lot I could do when it comes to fuel prices, but I try to get the best discounts I can. But for the last fill up, it only cost me 30 cents per mile to move that truck. And I am loaded both ways on the dedicated run I have. This, to me, is just incredible. Trying to keep the cost per mile down as low as possible. This is also why I try to get a fuel efficient truck. And right now, I'm pretty happy with it. So, I don't know if I hope this helps someone. Like I said, I do 55 miles an hour which gets the RPM on my truck at 1150 RPM. That seems to be the sweet spot for my truck. It's a Cummins ISX, and I have been pretty happy with it. But I think I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to go over some of this with you. I thought this was very interesting. But if you like this content, please like it, comment, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.